Okay, this is the first time I'm trying to do this. Do it really fast. I don't think it sounds very good. This is the power important shown on nutrition. What is a balanced diet? You're going to need to know what a balanced diet is in the definition. So obviously all your macro and micronutrients in the right quantity, and also explain what each one does. The benefits to the body. Food period to know, it's probably an old sort of concept now with too much carbohydrates in comparison, but obviously you need more carbohydrates than you do fat. You should know the percentage around 50 to 60%. You should be able to break down all your macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats and proteins, and where your diet you find them, and especially why they're good for sports performance. So for example, a little quiz could be something like a fill in the word here. So carbohydrates should make up 56% of your diet, mostly from complex sources, and give examples of those. Know what carbohydrates are, and also know where glycogen, obviously carbohydrates are stored in the body as glycogen in the muscles and liver, and it's broken down to glucose for use in the body. And obviously making sure that you understand about fats and proteins too. This is a blank screen for a little bit because my computer's gone a little bit rubbish. So just making sure that you know the difference between saturated and polysaturated or unsaturated fats, and obviously unsaturated fats are more beneficial to the body and don't cause problems like cholesterol, high cholesterol, and that proteins are good for building up muscle fibres and basically cells around the body, and the different types of protein you can have, so animal proteins and vegetable proteins, and be able to explain both those two things, specifically in relation to sporting performance. So example, strength athletes and athletes with high amounts of muscle mass will obviously need more protein. Make sure you can explain different types of vitamins and minerals, where the different types of minerals will be found. Dark green leafy vegetables are usually a place where you can find lots of vegetables with lots of vitamins and minerals. Know what fibre does, and obviously what water does. You're going to do this because obviously we've done all this before. Yes, this is just going back over here, so making sure that you know vitamin A, vitamin C in particular, and vitamin B. So vitamin B helps you get energy from food. Vitamin C is really good for your immune system, but a lot of you are doing research for your posters, which are fantastic, and we'll obviously understand this information. You will need to be able to design a plan for an athlete and know their energy requirements. So know that a young teenage boy needs more than an old man, because obviously they're still developing, and obviously the factors that affect the amount of energy you need, so body size, sex, and the amount of energy or the type of job that you've got will obviously affect the amount that you need. Know a little about eating disorders, so obviously if you eat too much, obesity is an eating disorder and you'll get overweight and fat. And the same way as anorexia, starving yourself and not taking in enough energy, will obviously cause anorexia. So make sure you understand what PAL is and BMR, so basal metabolic rate and PAL. So basic metabolic rate is how much energy you need for vital human processes, and PAL is your physical activity level, and that will determine how much energy you need to take in during the day. This is actually a wrong, converts fat to muscle. That never happens. Muscle doesn't, fat does not get converted to muscle. They're totally different to each other. This is basic information about obviously what type of energy you might do, and carb loading is a fantastic piece of information. You're going to need this for athletes. So carb loading is when if you're going to do an endurance event, you start to decrease the amount of training you start to do in the week leading up to that event, while increase the amount of complex carbohydrates you're going to take in. So by decreasing the amount of training, you're making sure you're not using the energy, and by increasing the amount of complex carbohydrates, you're making sure that basically your body glycogen stores in your muscles and liver are very full, ready to take in that endurance event, so whether it's triathlon or endurance, or running or marathon running or whatever. And that'll happen usually a week before. Sort of questions you need to be able to know the answers to are here. So what kind of nutrients would a weightlifter require a lot of? So you're thinking in the lines of things like protein, complex carbohydrates because they still need energy, and the types of vitamins they need. So obviously vitamin B to get energy for energy. They would need obviously lots of iron as well. So think about things like this. Why would a marathon runner require a lot of complex carbohydrates? We've just spoken about that, but obviously has a slow release of energy, and that's obviously more suited to a marathon runner. Carbohydrates better stored than simple carbohydrates. You can talk here about obviously feeling fuller for longer. You can talk about insulin levels and glycemic index if you want to, which would be fantastic. Name a sport where carb loading is not required. So obviously non-endurance events, you do not need to carb load because obviously you're not going to be using lots and lots of glycogen during that event. And the rest of the questions are pretty straightforward. So good luck with your test. If you need to see me for any help, I can obviously help you, and I hope